stuff. So we just got done reviewing episodes 1 and 2 of Ahsoka. And for all of you guys who don't know, Ahsoka is a series that's setting up the return of Thrawn. Who is Thrawn? Well, Thrawn is a guy from the EU. He's a chiss, and he's a mastermind, and he's the last Grand Admiral.
And he's blue. Abadai.
But he has been stranded in a different galaxy.
It wasn't funny, Thomas.
So this poor guy's...
I'm sorry. It made me process it for a second.
This poor guy's been stranded by whales out in a distant galaxy. So I was thinking, guys, I have a scenario for you. That's good stuff. Is traveling to Japan for a nice vacation and work opportunity. But unfortunately, our plane goes down before we can get there in the Pacific Ocean. The pilot and the crew, they got out fine. They jumped out and the parachute had a helicopter waiting for them, but we went straight down. And we're on a desert island now, guys. So we got to survive this. And we're gonna have to come up with surviving this. So first, we got to divvy up some jobs. What is everyone going to do? Jared, I think easiest thing to say is that you'll be our cook.
I can't move much because I'm on borrowed time at that point.
It's not wrong.
Michael, we need a builder of fire. Can you be that man for us?
A builder of fire?
Are you good at making fires?
I mean, with tools of the future, sure, but I've never taken two sticks and tried to rub them together.
Thomas has raised his hand for fire maker. Are you confident, Thomas?
I'm pretty confident, yeah.
And what are you gonna do? What do you got for us?
Well, okay, we're on a desert island. Is there typical palm trees type stuff?
Yeah. Typical desert island.
Okay, well, just need to gather fuel for the fire. You need to break off a piece of the bark from the palm tree. They have fibrous bark, so you can get that, wrap it around a stick that we can find a plank, and then we go back and forth like this. It starts friction, goes up, add a little bit of tinder into it, add fuel, and there you go. It'll take a while, but that's how you start a fire.
All right, Michael.
I got
you
fired.
took your fire job. You got fired from the fire job.
Or we can use, more than likely Jared would have his glasses. We have these, and we can just use this on the sun, and then there's... Yeah. Exactly. Yes, Joseph. Those desert island ants that they're so well known for. I'm going to throw you to a shark.
We need some shelter. How about you build us some shelter? You think you could do that?
I can build some shelter. I built a fort one time out of random wood that I found. Our houses that are the houses around us were under construction. Jesus, that was stuck. So yeah, I built a little fort.
Get out!
It was right in here, and it was just it wouldn't come out.
Somebody needs to harvest some sugar because.
I'll do that. I'll be the hunter-gatherer guy.
Though there might be sugar in the coconuts, Jared.
True.
So
there might be too much sugar.
Well, you could ration that. So just saying.
If we find some kind of pig, we can take its insulin. And we can somehow inject it into me.
That's our first job: is keeping Jared
alive.
Priority number one.
Or is our first job getting rid of the drain on resources that Jared?
Well, I'll be super helpful that first day, and then I've got to be no, I'm good.
So this is just turning into Dr. Stone, where we have to make our way up through the technology age.
Yeah. Well, do you know how handy he would be?
We'll have our first real good meal that first night, and then I'll have to learn how to cook.
Then we'll just start cooking Jared.
I like to think Michael was actually just taking lumber from their contractor, and they're like, "Where the heck does our lumber keep going?"
It's like, ah.
It's like in Apollo 10.5 where he walks away with the boards. Like, well, I mean, we overpaid for the price of the house, so this evens it out.
All right. Question: who goes crazy first on a desert island with us all living there?
Just us four?
Thomas. Yeah. Thomas, I'm thinking Thomas.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
He gets
I'm
super
thinking-
frustrated with us.
We would find Thomas like behind a tree talking to himself, just like really squeezing a stick really hard. He's just starting to.
See, here's the thing.
He's like, I can't make fire.
If I was by myself, I would be fine.
Yeah.
It's with you three jackasses that I would snap and kill somebody. Like, what happened to Jared? Oh, his
fire's
head's on a
not good
stick
enough,
now.
is it?
It's all shaky and like all the Lord of the Flies kind of crap.
See,
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it right now.
I think Thomas goes crazy as soon as we land because he's like, I was finally going to go to Japan, and we rushed into an island.
And then I'd be like, hey, catch this crab, Thomas. And he's like, no.
So we're going to have to stop him from like committing seppuku on the beach in front of a
I
coral
was
sword.
almost there.
He like created a sword out of coral. And we're going to be like, no, don't do it.
You gotta build a fire, then go to.
All right.
We
So
find a bunch of like honey roasted nuts, and I'm like, yes,
Now,
a few
that
more
brings-
weeks.
That brings me to my next question. So, luckily, we had some supplies go down with us in the plane. So, since we were going to Japan for like a month, we all brought like a month worth of supply, snacks.
Clothes? Oh,
You got this.
What? So, if you knew you were going to Japan for a month, what do you think you would be bringing as that snack? So, Jared, what was in your snack pack?
let me think. You go to Michael.
Me? Oh no, it's gotta be something that lasts a long time. So we gotta have
Jerky.
some. Yeah, I'm gonna say some beef jerky's got to be in there because that lasts. Although beef jerky's hard to
expensive,
stop.
though,
It's
so
hard to
you
stop
get one
eating
bag.
though.
Yeah.
It's like if I start it, I'm just like, man, it's so good. I'm gonna keep going. Maybe it's gonna be something gross that I don't like. It's gotta be a bunch of nuts because I don't like nuts very much. And so I'm just like, oh, I'll take a few now, and that's enough for now. We'll move on to
You
later.
don't like nuts? Even by themselves?
They're fine. But like,
How do you
it's
feel-
not the time. Like, if we're going walnuts. Walnuts are
Fine.
disgusting. Walnuts
How do
are
you feel
disgusting.
about corn nuts?
Ooh. Give me a
I don't
bag,
mind
dude.
corn nuts. I can eat corn nuts.
I'm fine with corn nuts, but the smell is a little
smell
much.
is
In like a
intense.
car,
Yeah,
in
it's
a
pretty
car,
intense.
when you're driving from Dallas to Lubbock and someone opens a bag of corn nuts and it doesn't ask you first, and you're like, "Why did you do that?"
Doesn't ask
Jared?
you.
I didn't know there was warning labels on corn nuts.
Next time,
It's just a smell of corn times infinity.
Well,
so
we
it's-
found another thing to drive Thomas crazy on the island is corn nuts.
It's these damn corn nuts in this stupid desert island.
Stop eating the corn nuts.
Jared just his whole suitcase is just corn nuts.
See, that's the thing. I would be fine
He's
on my
just
own.
sleeping on the
Like,
beach.
I would
his
be-
eyes
I would be-
white.
I would
corn
be
nuts.
fine. I would probably even enjoy being on the desert island by myself. But if I was stuck with you three, I'd probably snap immediately.
Because I'd be on the island making voices and stuff
Yes,
like
because you
that.
only have a limited amount of time because you know you're dying. You're trying to get all of it out as soon as you can.
Oh, so
And then-
Thomas, what was in your snack pack that you were bringing to
Probably
Japan?
some nuts, like some pistachios.
Ooh, that's a good
I'd
one.
also be
Oh, I
like,
like pistachios. You might
We're,
not be
let's
able
all
to
eat
hold.
Thomas's pistachios. We'll let him bring them. We'll eat them.
Yeah.
I'd also be like, oh man, we're
Another
almost there,
reason I would
Thomas.
snap.
It's like a pistachio.
Oh my!
Jared, did you think of a snack
And
yet?
that's the thing is that it's not a question of if Thomas is going to snap first. It's who's going to make me snap first. Probably Jared, actually.
I'd
What
be
am I
like, oh
saying?
man, we were almost to Japan. Too bad. We'll never get in there. No.
I'd probably kill you and eat your pancreas first.
You'd get nothing from it.
That's why
With
I would kill you.
diabetes.
It doesn't even give me anything. I just did it out of spite.
A snack.
That
Yeah,
smiles back.
pancreas.
Goldfish.
Ooh, goldfish.
Actually, he would probably have some goldfish. Yeah.
Ooh.
You were bringing those to Japan?
Yeah.
Mine would probably be M&Ms. I probably had M&Ms in my bag.
That's all you eat.
Peanut M&Ms?
Yeah, I would say peanut. I like peanut. I like
Joseph.
peanut butter.
Eat some protein, man. You're all eating.
Pause. Did you get excited for peanut M&Ms, Michael?
I love peanut M&Ms.
What the heck?
What's going on?
Because it's like,
You hate peanuts.
yeah, but peanut M&Ms are really good. Like it's the right contrast with it because it's already like.
Is this the same feeling you guys get when I say I hate cheese but I eat pizza in front of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense now. This makes
cheese
sense.
is a beautiful thing.
So is peanuts.
No, it depends. Like if we're talking just regular peanuts, like when I think of nuts, I think of all nuts, all encompassing. Almonds are trash. Walnuts are trash. What else is trash?
Almonds.
Yeah, I'm not.
He said walnuts. He said almonds are trash.
They're not good.
Oh.
Who?
They're so bland.
That is like a god tier food.
Yeah.
I could eat pounds of almonds.
They're so bland.
Yeah, almonds are kind of bad.
No,
do you know
they're
how
the
many?
best nut.
Do you know how many gallons of water it takes to make one almond?
It's too much. Stop making them. No more almonds. No more avocados. World will be a happier place.
Ooh.
Oh, I could do without those.
A lot of white women would be tearing down your door, Michael.
It was him.
Okay. So we have that food, but we also have the island food. What do you think you get tired from first on the island? The coconuts, the seafood?
You guys.
Which food do you think you get tired of?
You guys.
What we gonna drink?
Coconut
Water,
milk.
coconut
Or water.
milk.
That would
You
probably
drink coconut
be
water.
the first thing I get tired of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'd also get the runs, so we would actually need to make either a rain gatherer or we would have to be able to boil our water.
You're
can do
making
it.
the fireman.
You're the fireman.
Well, okay, we'd have to make a fire retardant container. So, I mean, okay, assuming yes, assuming we went down with the plane, there's probably some metal around, so we probably could bend that into a pot. So
we got it.
there you
We
go.
got this.
We'll take the toilet
probably
seat
get-
out of the plane and use it as our.
I'd probably get tired of Thomas's pistachios first.
I'm just thinking that since this is a trip to Japan, we're probably bringing Carlos, who apparently is a very expert on survival, according to him. But the thing is, we find his corpse in the water.
That is according
didn't
to
make it to
him.
the
Though.
island.
Has any of us seen this?
No. I'm just saying the irony would be we would find Carlos's corpse in the water.
No. Yeah.
He could have been useful.
Okay,
well.
so we also went down with a working TV and video player, some kind of video player. We have the ability to watch movies, but only one DVD survived. Which DVD in your bag do you think Hope survived the most? So what I'm saying is, if you had to watch a movie over and over every day, and it was only one movie, which one would it be?
Singing in the
Only
Rain.
one movie.
Singing in the Rain.
Yep.
Okay.
That's tough.
Yeah, because this isn't best movie. This is most rewatchability.
Yeah, rewatchability.
One that's going to keep you sane and enjoy things.
That is tough.
I also don't rewatch a lot of movies.
Well, there you go. It's gonna be a new experience every time.
Scott Pilgrim.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Interesting.
That's a good answer.
I feel like that movie would make you go crazy faster.
Really?
Yeah. The crazy people in
And
that.
I don't
You start
have a lot of
seeing things.
time anyway.
Yeah, true.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the newer movie and go with Ford versus Ferrari.
Interesting.
You're gonna watch that more than
I watch that movie a lot.
Mm.
So I think I could, and it's got enough level. I don't know. It could be a down or two at the end. So maybe Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't get tired.
That's so hard.
Blast from the Past.
Yeah, something like that. It's gotta be something funny.
Yeah, something enjoyable you can watch. Man, I don't know. That's a hard one.
The only thing that survives is a Serbian film.
Oh my god. I don't want to watch it again. That's all we got.
You can't bring that on a plane.
That's true. I probably couldn't.
I feel like Pirates of the Caribbean 1 is a safe one. Like, that's a very rewatchable movie.
Would it though? Because it would remind us where we're at.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
It's just
And then Michael, the whole time, will be like, bum, bum, bada, bum, bum.
No one said Castaway.
I
That
thought
would just
Castaway,
make me sad.
but yeah, then you're like, that jerk got off the island. We're still here.
Took him like 3 years. We're going to be here 3 years.
Same question, but book. If there was a book in your bag, which one are you reading over and over again?
One book?
That's hard.
See, that takes out series because you got to pick one singular
Gotta be one book.
story.
It's just Harry Potter 1.
So for me, it's a book just called Baseball because I love reading about baseball and I can read it over and over again. So that works for me.
Band of Brothers. I read that every year anyway. So there you go.
Yeah, Jared.
Hold on.
Had her
Go to
down.
Michael.
Michael?
That's so hard.
Which Harry Potter Which Harry Potter book are you reading over and over?
I can't pick a Harry Potter book because I want all the Harry Potter books. That would just be sad. Pick something long like Les Mis. That's a very long book, but it's also great. But it's also depressing.
Yeah.
Well, Michael,
maybe like Hail Mary Project. Super humorous, a little bit of adventure, lots of fun science. Be a fun one. Be a fun one.
Jared, you're on the spot. You got one?
This would probably be something sci-fi.
Okay.
Either maybe the third Dune or Hyperion, the first one.
Maybe you'll read about torture
Do hitchhikers
every day.
Hitchhikers wouldn't be a bad choice.
Yeah.
All right. So now we got to be thinking about leaving this island because we're driving each other crazy. What is your best way to escape this island? What do you think works the best? Is it whales? Like
it's two turtles
sea turtles
wrapped together with my hair.
So if we're going to Japan, that's a very heavily islanded like place of the world. So there's going to be like more ships there. So if we could figure out which way is Japan, maybe head that way. Now that's if we went down near Japan. If we went down like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, we're screwed. We're dead. Like there's no way. But if we did find a way, we could probably make it that way if we could build a raft, or if it's like I said in that area, we could create a bonfire and send up a signal when a ship passes by.
If it gets bad enough, we'll just burn the whole island and hope someone sees it.
That's true.
I think we build an airplane.
Build an airplane.
Build an airplane that's pedaled by our feet. You just it's like a hang glider, but an airplane. You just
we'll make a couple of those swan boats with the pedals, and we'll just make our way to Japan.
That'd be pleasant.
Well, the correct answer is I had a radio in my bag the whole time. I just kind of wanted you guys to experience.
Wanted to see Thomas go.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how it went. So
Joseph's on Instagram over there on his phone while we're doing all this stuff.
What are you doing over there? Nothing?
Nothing.
So I called them. They got us home. We didn't go to Japan. They sent us back home, unfortunately.
Now I go crazy.
Never make it.
I go crazy at JFK when we get off. It's like, we're not in Japan, guys. We're not in Japan.
What is your first meal back? Like, which fast food restaurant are you hitting first when you get home?
the
Pizza.
flesh of my fellow strandees.
What kind of pizza, Jared?
I don't know, just really good pizza.
Real good pizza. I think I go for. I don't know. Thomas?
Did they take us to New York? Because that's like
Yeah. What's it say?
Okay.
We're in New York.
I would go to Ivan Ramen in New York.
So some ramen.
Mhm.
And you'll be like, oh, I could have got this in Japan, but I'm getting it here.
I feel like I have to eat a cow when I get back, so I'm gonna just give me the biggest steak you
A
got.
whole freaking cow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
me a
like one
giant
heifer,
steak.
please.
one of those cowboy steaks.
Yeah, it's got to be a big steak with a bowl of mac and cheese and some asparagus.
Well, now we know what Michael wants.
Nice.
Bowl of nuts. He wants a bowl of nuts.
Stop.
But I guess that's not fast food. I said fast food, but if it's
True.
fast food, I want a big burger.
Yeah, I'd probably just go McDonald's, make it fast, and get a lot.
Yeah, get
Taco
Carl's-
Bell.
Carl's G Taco Bell. Michael's like, take me back.
I already have diarrhea. Let's just go for it.
All right. Well, we made it. We survived, guys. Yay.
What's the first movie you're watching that isn't the movie you brought when you get back?
What's out?
What's in the theater? I don't know.
Hopefully, Dune 2.
True.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was sad news.
Mhm.
Very sad news. So, movies were delayed. Dune 2. Was anything else delayed? I can't remember.
That's the big one right now.
That was the
and
big one.
they're going to see what happens because it's all up in the air. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't delayed Marvels yet, which is surprising.
Yeah, true.
Well, because they can release those on streaming, and so the box office isn't as critical to a Marvel movie.
And no one's looking
So-
forward to that movie anyway.
Yeah,
And that's the
just
thing
like,
is
get it
not
out
many
now.
people would show up to it. So
It just gives them an excuse.
Let's look at the box office for this week. All right, so Gran Turismo, a movie I
Oh, dang.
actually saw today. So that's our number one. And we will review that next week. So guys, tune in next time and we will talk about that. Barbie's still number two.
Insanity.
Blue Beetle, number three. Oppenheimer still up there, number four. And Ninja Turtles. People love that Ninja Turtle movie.
Thank God the Meg 2 is gone.
The Meg 2 is gone.
Ugh.
So there you have it. Dune Part 2 has been moved to March. Kind of sad. Very sad. That was the one I was looking forward to this year.
2020 all over
Mhm.
again. Like, what did I say?
know,
What
it's
did I
the same thing.
say?
It looks like Godzilla has been moved to April. That's not much of a change. I don't know what this Lord of the Rings,
Yeah, I
though.
don't know what the heck that is.
War
Oh, something.
of the Ring?
War of the Rohirrim, I think, maybe? I didn't know that was a movie. I thought that was like a show.
Pretty sure it's a show.
Yeah. It's an anime, I know that. So
Not even heard of that.
yeah, it's supposed to look pretty cool. So all right. What's on your minds this week, gentlemen? What do we
I'll go
got?
last. If you want me to.
Steak. Now
Steak.
steak is just on my mind.
You
That's
go
all.
last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
You'll go
he
when I
volunteered
tell
for
you to go.
last.
I've got a lot to cover, so and I might not be here next week, so that's why I want to do last.
Okay.
So.
I'll go
Oh,
first.
Go ahead.
No, never mind.
No, go ahead.
Life pretty much just keeping up with Bleach. There's a cool new episode with our boy finally returned. Coming back
Hey.
like Goku on Snake Way, just finally.
It was very Snake Way-ish.
Yeah.
I haven't seen past the ones I talked about last time. I like to watch
That's-
these in 3-episode chunks. So
This part in the story is with that staircase, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
He
So I'm
Oh.
trying to remember the last arc, like all the details besides the ending. Because the
yeah.
ending's the biggest part. I was just like, okay, I just flushed like the past like 12 volumes out of my brain. I didn't need that. So
Before this episode, I was like, where are these people? And they all came back and it was funny.
answered your question.
Yeah. I've also caught up with Zom 100.
How many episodes
his-
are out now? Because I've only seen 5. Okay, I've seen 5 then.
Okay. I like his friend. His friend's pretty cool. He gets naked quite a bit. I really like the one where they're like trying to talk up some flight attendants. That's like one of his lists, and he's like, "Oh, I want to wine and dine some flight attendants," and they randomly meet some at the mall, and
During a zombie apocalypse?
my boy has my luck. He the one he pairs off with has a boyfriend, and he's just like, "Dang it!" He cries in the toilet. And then that whole 5th episode with the shark was kind of cool, but it felt very My Hero, that episode.
Yeah.
It was like a little Deku. And then I've started this show called The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again. It's just every time I watch this show, it's about a giant cat, like it's like humanoid almost, but it's still mostly cat-like. And it's kind of like Clifford. It's that big because of the love of its owner. But it like cooks and cleans for her because she's useless otherwise. So he's just like, he's always annoyed by her because she makes a mess, or like she just can't maintain herself. But when I watch it, I'm like, I just look at Luna and I'm like, why don't you cook and clean for me? That would be nice. And then there's other moments where I'm like, I just pick her up and I'm like, I love you. But I like it. It's very calm. It's not about high schoolers. It's about this lady in her like 30s just working at her office job. So it's nice. And then so me and Mike, or I don't know if Michael's going to talk about it, but he told me to watch a movie. He was just like, "Hey, watch this," and I was like, "Okay." But it was one I wanted to watch.
If you wanted, I said if you
no,
wanted.
he was like, "No," and I was like, "Oh." No, it was one I wanted to watch. It's called Bones and All with Timothy Chalamet. It's not what I expected, honestly. I thought, because I've heard reviews about it, and so the main thing is, unless you want to,
no, go for it.
Okay, so the story is that there's this girl, and she's like, at first she's like, her friends are like, "Oh, you should come over," and she's like, "Oh, my dad won't let me," and stuff like that. And you're like, "Oh, I wonder, she must be shy or something." It's because she eats people. She's got cannibal tendencies.
What?
And she was at a slumber party. She bites this chick's finger off, and everyone's like, "Oh no, Becky, why?" And the dad's like, "Oh, not again." He's like, "Pack your bags, we're leaving before the cops get here." And then he leaves her. He's like, "I can't do this anymore." He leaves her a tape explaining everything. He's like, "I can't do this anymore. You're just, I don't know if you're gonna eat me one day. Like, I can't do this." So he leaves her some money, and he's like, "I'm my bad, but I gotta go." Along the way, she meets this older guy, and he can like somehow sniff out other cannibals, and he's like, "Oh, you're one of us." And she's like, "They're kind of creeping me out, my guy." And he's like, "No, let me teach you how to be a cannibal." And she gets a little too creeped out, leaves, but not before they eat this old lady.
Don't spoil the whole thing, though.
Okay.
Is.
Eventually, she meets Timothy Chalamet, and they kind of develop feelings for each other, and trying to figure out this cannibalism life and being together. So it's pretty much just them traveling together as cannibals do. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, man, even cannibals can find love. I was just like, what the hell am I doing? But it's not what I was expecting. A lot of the locations, I'm kind of like, man, I'm glad I don't live there. And I'll let Michael talk a little more while I try to remember things.
Do you have anything left in your list?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'd watched this because I didn't realize. Okay, so first, quick little short story. didn't know this because I've always wanted some way to have a movie list, a watch list that I things I want to watch, and for a service to notify me whenever that is on something of servicing a streaming service that I have. Letterboxd does this. It's
Really?
$20 a month to be a pro member of Letterboxd. Not a month, $20 a year. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. Because that'd be ridiculous.
That's it?
$20, not even. It's like $18 a year to be a pro member.
I am signing up for that.
Yeah, and so you can just add all of your wish list movies that you want to see, and then it literally, I got a notification that The Big Short is now on Netflix like 2 days ago. Always wanted to see that because Jared told me to watch it. He let me borrow it. Never watched it. I'm sorry. There you go.
I have it, Michael.
I think Jared has it too, but anyway.
I let you borrow that for like a year.
You did. I know, I never watched it. I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry. And so yeah, so this all came about because I saw that Bones and All was on Amazon Prime. And so yeah, so I watched it, and then I knew Jared, and it, like Jared said, it wasn't at all what I was expecting. Like I didn't really know what to expect, but I just knew, cannibals eating people. It's the only thing I knew about it. And so like Jared said, like I feel like they did a good job not focusing too much on it, like that kind of like when he talked about the girl getting her finger bit at the beginning. It's like, oh God. Like at first I was like, okay, this kind of seems like teeny and what are we doing? And then it just kind of hits that moment. You're like, oh shoot. And then it just takes off. But yeah, it took me a moment to kind of figure out how I felt about the movie because of where it goes and kind of like, because it's not like there's not this whole epic journey or anything. There's nothing really, it's just kind of like them, like Jared said, living and growing together and all this stuff and like dealing with all because they're not like, it's not like a choice to be a cannibal. They are cannibals. Like they're zombies, basically. Like they have to eat, something they need to do. But I don't want to spoil anything because it was one of the movies that I had to look up. Like I was like, you can tell the director's trying to say something with this. Like, hey, this is, there's a theme going here and a reasoning, but he's like disguising it as cannibalism. So I had to look it up, and I really the reviewer that I saw in his description of what it was all about, I really liked. I was like, that's so interesting and weird. So I think it was a really good movie. The acting's really good in it. The old guy that Jared brought up is actually the guy from The Outfit. I don't know if who all watched that, but the main guy who has the story, he's disturbingly good at his role in this movie. But yeah,
how did you feel about the main girl, the actor? I
thought she was good. It wasn't like anything that stood out crazy, but I thought she did a really good job with what she had, and like the moments where she gets overwhelmed or something, I thought was really believable and well done. But yeah, so I asked Jared, I know Jared was the horror guy, and I felt like this was kind of a different, still horror because it has the horror elements to it, but it's also different, more story and everything. So that's why I told Jared, like, if you want to, I didn't tell you to. Said if you wanted to, you should watch it, see what you thought. I enjoyed it.
Some pretty brutal scenes.
Yeah,
I was
quite.
Kind of like, wow.
But
also the same director as the new Suspiria and Call Me by Your Name.
Nice. Yeah, so I liked it. I liked that movie a lot. And then I only had a couple more things I'll knock off of my list really quick. Oh yeah. So I warned you guys, I finished season 3 for All Mankind.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to spoil the heck out of this because no one cares. We talked about in the second season how the mom whose son died, she banged his best friend when he came back from the Air Force for 18. Very weird. They continue the storyline in season 3. Where, I said that he got people killed because of his dumb mistakes. And then it comes into where his brother, who's kind of been off on the side of the storyline all the time. I have no real feelings about him. He has a weird hair thing going on where he looks kind of like Wormtail from Harry Potter, but we'll leave that alone.
He bangs the mom too. And like, oh my God.
He goes off with these people who are like protesting NASA because, they're like, hey, feed the people rather than go to space and all that stuff. The kind of arguments there. And so he just kind of goes off with these like not even seemingly extremists until literally the last episode where they go and blow up NASA, or like they set a bomb off in front of NASA and take off the front of the building, kill a couple main characters. The conflicts of the affair have never really fully addressed. That character's still terrible. Like there's just so much out of the blue junk in that show that I don't think I'm continuing this show. It was like, and I thought season 4 was the end. That's apparently not confirmed. So yeah, I'm like, holy cow. Like just everything they've done with the characters is so bad. They took another like big gap in time to season 3. And it's just like, what are we doing? And then they're so back and forth. Like the main guy of the third competitor, not NASA or the Russians. It's like Helix or something like that. they do this all the time in the show where like he's like the super like good guy. Oh, there's no desks, there's no titles here. We're all good people. And then he turns this angry guy. Then he goes back to a good guy. It's like they have no consistency or anything with their characters. It drives me crazy. So that show pissed me off. Then I watched. Okay, so let me see if I can get this name here. Oshi no Ko. I watched the premiere of this show with Carlos. An hour and a half long episode premiere. Very, very interesting.
Dang.
Yeah, it was very. It is really good. It kind of starts off and there's this idol chick, Japanese kind of dance. They do their dance thing and they're like all famous, whatever, like the K-pop kind of stuff. But little girl. I don't know if Jared's seen this, but Jared, have you seen Oshi no Ko?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, I watched the first like hour and a half long. It's like a prologue basically for the show.
Oh, is this the one with the idol? And
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen this.
It was really good. Like how they took the story and everything. I don't want to spoil anything because I think it is worth watching, but they take a lot of turns that change things and it balances the line for me because I'm more of like on the Death Note side. I want just intense story and seriousness. This plays with the anime kind of funness in more of that sense, but they balance it really well. And then in the same sense of For All Mankind, they have a lot of jumps. But I won't say why or how. But I was really impressed with that. I kind of want to watch more of it.
I'm gonna send you something that I was hoping would happen in the show, but it didn't, and I was very disappointed.
Okay. And then the last thing I watched was the Dungeons and Dragons live action movie with.
Oh, it's on Amazon too, right?
Yep.
I don't.
No,
know.
it's on Paramount Plus.
Johnny just had it, so we watched it. So, but really good movie. The middle is extremely useless and boring. Like I lost so much attention. Like the beginning, I was like, oh, this is fun. Great characters. Of course, it's freaking Chris Pine. Which I said while we were watching it, he's got to be the most charming man on the planet, like ever. He just oozes charm. Super fun characters. They have a lot of good instructions, but then they just hit this like lull in the middle where they go looking for a golden helmet. And it's just boring and repetitive. And I was like, where? Like, I totally zoned out like through the middle of this movie. And then we get to that back to the end. I'm like, okay, this is back to good. So apart from the middle, which had a weird gap, really fun movie. Enjoyed it a lot. That's all I watched.
See it.
It was good. The middle was middle's just weird. It's like we do the same thing 3 times, but there's a really fat dragon and it's funny.
I've heard about this fat dragon.
It was adorable. I want one.
We've been wanting to watch it, but Amazon doesn't let like 3 accounts watch at the same time.
Oh,
so
really?
We have to figure out how to get 2 accounts.
Have you guys seen owl bears? Owl bears are the coolest things on the planet. I want an owl bear. So cool. That's all I got. Go ahead.
All right. I guess I'll go since Thomas wants to go last.
This is why I snap and kill you all. You know that, right?
The only movie I watched was this movie called Imminence. It's kind of a horror movie. So
Who's in it?
It's an indie movie, so I don't really know. Michael Beach is the main guy. I don't know if you
What
know
did you
him.
just say?
Michael Beach.
What did you just say?
So it's about these scientists that a meteor falls and they see it and they're like, let's go look for it because it's sending out a signal. We think it's UFOs. So they hop on a boat and they go on this 3-hour tour with this guy.
A 3-hour tour.
He's like, and they're getting weird signals, and he's like, this isn't aliens, guys. This is the devil. Because apparently the devil lives underwater. They say that's his domain. It's kind of weird. I've never heard that before. But apparently this guy has had a run-in with the devil before. And for some reason, he's trying to find him again. I don't know why. They never really explain why he's trying to find him. But for some reason, he wants to meet the devil again. And so lots of weird stuff happens on a boat. A pig appears. They pick up the fish traps they use in the sea where it's just like a wire trap. They pull it up and there's a pig in it. They're like, what the heck?
Fish pig.
Devil pig.
Yeah. So apparently it's one of the pigs. If you remember the Bible story where Jesus is confronting this demon and the demon jumps into the pig.
Oh.
And the pig's
that is obscure.
Yeah, and the pigs like jump off the cliff into the water. Apparently, this is one of the pigs.
Big cameo.
It's a 3,000-year-old pig.
Yeah, and yeah, so the devil's like this old bald guy. Well, he's not old. He's like this middle-aged bald guy. It was, I don't know, it was kind of interesting. It was a weird movie.
What's
Like,
it showing on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Want to check
It's
that? out?
very indie, very low budget. But
Is it like Birdemic low budget, or is it a little more than that?
it's a little better than that, I guess. Yeah, the effects are really bad. But anyway, what else did I watch? I rewatched Andor because I knew I was watching Star Wars, so it's just as good the second time, Jared.
So freaking good, man.
It's good, Jared. Please.
I mean, you can believe whatever you want.
The tension they rack up is great. It's kind of it's sad that it's probably not going to get much of a second season. I mean, it's getting a second season, but they had planned it for longer. It's supposed to be an ongoing show, but it sounds like it's just getting a second season. So it's going to be interesting to see how they wrap it up and keep the storylines going, because it's going to maybe feel a little mush together, but we'll see. Hopefully it's good. What else? Watched the end of My Adventures with Superman. I like how the show kind of has its own twist on the villains in that show.
Don't give it away. I still need to watch the last one.
Okay. I like the little twist they do on the villains in that show.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah, I think you like it.
Is it as good as like the animated series?
No, but nothing is.
What can you compare it to, like quality wise?
It's a lot funnier than you think, but the humor is good. Like, I will say that I really enjoyed the humor. I think they're ramping up more action, because when the action happens, it's pretty cool, but it's definitely more tongue in cheek. But
yeah, it's like we said, it's very anime influence. So the relationships will remind you of anime relationships.
My favorite episode is probably the Mr. I can't pronounce his name.
Melixopix.
Yes. That's probably my favorite of the episodes so far.
He's a little alien man this time. He's not a little imp.
A little hat.
He reminds me of a Kai. He looks like he's wearing Kai clothes. What else I watched? Trailers. Did you guys see the Rebel Moon trailer? And what did you think?
Nope, I didn't watch it.
No one watched it? Wow.
Well, it was on during the Gamescom thing, but then the people are watching didn't watch it because of copyright for their things, and I never went back and watched it.
It looks very Zack Snyder, but maybe not Zack Snyder on Overload.
Like Army of the Dead.
It's weird. It looks good, but the wide shots don't look good. Like when they're close up, it looks fine, but when they do wide shots of scenery and stuff, it looks terrible. I don't know. So we'll have to see. And then I thought there was another trailer, but I'm not remembering. You guys remember any trailers that are out?
Not really. They're not really promoting any trailers right now because they don't know if they can release anything.
True. All right.
I just saw a leak of the Fallout show.
Oh yeah.
That's exciting.
Looks kind of cool.
Show.
What they showed. Like the sets look pretty cool.
Oh, what'd you guys think of I don't know if you guys saw it. Oh, what's it called? The John Wick series.
Oh, I did see that.
The Continental.
The Continental. What'd you guys think of that?
So is that young Winston?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always thought they could use more like backstory for it because they set it up really well. Like especially like the assassins, like underground type stuff. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
the fighting is as good, then but I doubt it.
My problem is I wish they would have gone with a different tone for it, because like I don't want to see Winston doing John Wick stuff. I'd rather him just be kind of a planner or.
Well, it does set up that the hotel managers were assassins at one point, because like Halle Berry's character was once one, Hiroyuki Sandai's was one, and I mean I know Winston isn't portrayed as an assassin, but I mean it stands to reason that he was one. So
yeah, I just wish it was more of like kind of a crime drama than an action drama, but that's just me.
No, I get you.
And I think that's it for me. Yeah. Go ahead, Thomas.
Go ahead. All right. Well, I watched the True Grit, the Coen Brothers version.
I like that one.
That's a very, very good one. I think I like it a little more than the John Wayne one.
Yeah.
Even though I like Robert Duvall as Lucky Ned a bit more than Barry Pepper. But I just like Robert Duvall more pretty much anyway. So a little partial to that. I then watched The Outlaw Josie Wales. That's a Clint Eastwood one. It's about an ex-Confederate getting revenge on these guys that killed his family. Really, really good. Really, really bloody. And kind of under the radar. Really, nobody really talks about it that much. Something that people do talk about a lot though is I rewatched Fistful of Dollars because I got the 4K release of it, and it's pretty cool in 4K, especially when you get like the wide shots on it. And I have the TV that actually can handle like that aspect ratio. It's pretty awesome to see. So I really, really enjoyed watching that. Also, I rewatched because it's coming out in the theaters for its 25th anniversary. Is one of my favorite films of all time is Old Boy. So I had to rewatch that. Just my copy. I'm still trying to figure out if I can go to the theater to see it. I don't know if I'm gonna have time because classes just started. But I really want to try because that's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so good. I did start anime. I don't know if I'm going to continue it. It's called how do I say it? Horimiya, I think is how you say it. It's kind of a high school drama type thing, but it's weird. And like I've been reading reviews on it, and people are like, "Oh yeah, it's really great," but it's not the kind of drama that you think it is. It's not like a love story, but it is a love story, but it's not a love story. And I'm like, okay, well,
What are you watching it on?
Funimation. So I'll send you the link if you want me to. Interesting though. First, pretty good first 2 episodes. So I'll see if I continue it or not. I'm not sure yet. I did watch the Taylor Sheridan Yellowstone verse, the 1923, the one with Harrison Ford. Pretty good. Harrison Ford kicks the absolute crap out of somebody, and it's pretty convincing. Also, this one of the characters is named Spencer. He's one of the nephews, and he's probably the most attractive man I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel you say that about a lot of men.
You know,
so.
it's the thing is, the thing
A lot of
is
pretty
that
men out there.
they just keep upping the ante, Joseph, and you know, it's out there. It's out there. Also, his wife is extremely attractive too. I was like, oh my. I then watched a movie called Big Country. It's with Gregory Peck and Charlton Heston. It's about this northeastern ship captain that comes to like they never say where. I think it's Texas, but he comes to like the country and just like tries to assert himself into that culture. It's really good. It's got Gregory Peck in it, and also has Burl Ives, who apparently won the Academy Award for it. And it's also got Chuck Connors, who plays the rifleman in that series, as like this one random one-off character. I just like, where do I know this guy from? And I was like, oh, that guy. But the bigger thing is that I read, because Alex actually mentioned it when we were going to go see Last Voyage of the Demeter, that Cormac McCarthy apparently recently passed away. And so on Audible, they have a lot of his books for free for a limited time. And I just went through Blood Meridian. That is one of the most messed up, gory, horrific, and awesome books I've ever gone through. Like it is.
I'm only like 2 hours in.
It's so good. Like it gets heavy. And I've got like Wendigoon's 5-hour analysis video queued up, so I can't wait to go through that. I've also got like Analyzing Evil. Apparently, the Judge Holden is like a well-known antagonist. So I'm pretty excited to do some more research into this. I just finished it today on the drive back. And yeah, it was amazing. So I can't believe how good it was. So yeah, that was the big one. I did get a gift in for somebody. So should I show it off? Yes.
Who's it for?
It's for an old coworker of mine, my old boss.
If it's not Carhartt, I don't want to see it.
Well, too bad. You're gonna see it anyway.
Dang.
It is Carhartt.
Is it a vet? It's just a vet. Went on his head.
It's a vest.
Somebody, Josh.
Nice little vest. Well, no, but it's his style. This is his style, and it's a sheep.
Why are you wearing someone's
sheep line.
gift?
I'm not wearing.
Just ruined it.
Anyway, so got that one, and then I did make a very big purchase today or this weekend. So, kind of on cowboy themed. So,
The gun.
You buy a horse?
You should have bought a horse.
A little
So
pony.
I got a Henry 30 lever action rifle. So
That doesn't cool.
it is, and I'm gonna upgrade the crap out of this.
Yeah, get
But
some-
as cool as a horse.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I need a horse, and then I need a really good pair of boots, and then I'll finally be a fully evolved Texan.
And then you'll be the Carhartt Bandit.
Much like your old neighbor, the Taco Bell killer or Taco Villa killer. So,
Anything on the YouTube side, guys?
I
I did watch something on YouTube.
I'll
Oh,
do it next time. I've been
Okay.
watching some new stuff, but
Okay.
give me some time.
I do have someone that I actually watch semi frequently, but I watched a lot this week because I built a PC for the first time ever. Jace 2 Cents. Love that
yeah.
guy, man. He's an absolute delight. Very informative. Very crazy with his builds, but very useful. I like that guy. So I watched some
Cool.
YouTube Joseph.
All right, cool. Like I said, I was going to watch that Mueller's 6-hour review of Ant-Man Quantumanium, and I did. It was good. It was funny. Every time MODOK shows up, he has Homer Simpson screaming. So that's
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my god. How
he
alarming
makes
was
a
that?
convincing case that MODOK's actually the best character in that movie.
He's not wrong.
And like us, everyone hates Cassie. Cassie's a terrible,
terrible.
person.
Yeah, poor
And
man.
then after I watched that, I watched his Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness review, which is just as long. So,
Dude, I saw an article that was like, "This is what the new Avengers is gonna look like," and it just made me cry.
yeah,
It made
that
me,
looked bad. That looked bad.
Come on, James Gunn, give us good DC, please.
Hurry, do it now.
now.
And then we were talking about our favorite YouTube channels last time. I forgot to mention on the video game side, I really like SNES Drunk's channel. His he just does reviews of old Super Nintendo, mostly Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games. So I watch that all the time, and he lives in Albuquerque too. So
He
Go have
does?
coffee with him.
yeah, so I love me some Super Nintendo and Sega. I love that era, the 16-bit era. That's my favorite era. So
Shout him out! Shout him out in the comments or something.
all right. Any last words from you fellows?
Yeehaw.
Thomas, watch Bones and All before next time.
Yeah.
I will.
Do it. Okay. And we will see you next time. If you like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff to come. All right.
Go notify yourself.